Nick Black here with Mr. Toufii Saliba. And he is, you know what? I'm going to let him explain what's going on. This is This Week in Hypercycle. It's October 22nd. Toufii, yes. What's going on?
We're at the hackathon. By the way, some familiar faces. This is Jackson. You see, this is Nick. We're doing the podcast. You're going to see yourself later. Yeah, you've seen Jackson. He joins our weekly heartbeat. So
that's amazing. So what were you guys? So tell us a little bit about the hackathon. What was going on?
So in the hackathon, we've had several teams that team members from Hypercycle. They flew in to the city, and everybody gathered to help hackathon members to build solutions on Hypercycle. So we've had many that they've attempted, and in short 46 hours, maybe 45 hours actually, they finished understanding what Hypercycle is and building the entire solution on Hypercycle, running it and demoing it today.
Whoa.
Yes. So that's one. The other thing is what happened, which is super exciting. We told folks that the HyperAI box is going to ship on the 15th, but if it does ship on 15th of October, it's now it's the 22nd, so it better be here, and it is here.
What? So, yeah. This is the official first look.
Right. Let me just put this is they have very good packaging. They actually shipped them from the UK while we're in this hackathon. So you can see this is the HyperAI box, and this is basically there are 5 teams that they won this box in this hackathon, so they're going to be turning it on and participating in the AI computation. Of course, they understand that it is not meant to train AI, but it's actually meant for AI that is already trained to run it on it. So there's some team members, they actually demo of how you can actually load up already trained AI and put it on it, and then it becomes like a very good service for the AI computation. And this is how basically the box looks like. We've done some videos where you can actually turn it on, and then how you can even stack them, and how you can configure it very quickly without even reading the manual. It's very, very simple. You just double click, and you will configure the network. Once it's connected to the network, it gives you the option to do an actual default installation. And then if you choose the default and you choose the sponsored AI, then you don't really need to worry about anything. You just turn this thing on, keep it on, and that's it. Now, in the hackathon, people, they care what's in it because they want to put certain AI in it and not any other AI. Why would they do that? Well, if you put any AI or whatnot, then you keep measuring and thinking it's okay, this month it made me $300. Next month it's going to make me $100. The month after, $1,000. But if you're able to put certain AI into it and advertise this AI or whatnot, or know that this AI is in very high demand in certain geographic area, then you're able to optimize that accordingly. So that's why people in the hackathon, they care about the optimization, because at the end of the day, one of the bottlenecks that this one addresses in servicing AI compute is the network latencies. So the more it is dispersed, the better it is. And that's one of them. Of course, those are there in the Hypercycle sphere. They understand that Hypercycle is effectively a network for AI, and the more you have the ability to enable one AI to ask another AI question, that AI will appear more intelligent. And if you're able to respond, if your AI is responding to another AI, then your AI makes more money. And if you're doing both, then it's effectively benefiting from both. So that box can run AI computation and can service that AI computation. Again, not the training, but already trained.
That's pretty amazing. What do we know about the HyperShare token? How close do we think we might be on that?
The 1155, we have 3 audit firms that they are different from the previous one. We keep alternating from one to the next. I don't think we have an estimate yet on when they will have the audit ready. But I think the last one that we talked about last week, the actual split, I think that one came out, and I think Brandon might have asked for the code for that. So as soon as I confirm that the audit on the actual split, the node is ready, then I can share the code with. We'll basically share the code with everyone on the planet. So the contract that does the splitting on ETH, that's been gone in 3 firms for audit for a week or 2 weeks now, I think, and it's likely to be up and running. If it's not up and running today, it will be tomorrow. Hey Barry, say hello. Anyway, so that's one of our guys, yeah. So if we have the audit from that 1155 estimated, I can certainly share with you, and we can share with the community when we have the estimate. But the split one should be ready. If it's not already, it will be probably like tomorrow or the day after.
We've been getting a lot of people in the community that are on the Binance side with their tokens. And how long do you think it will be before they will also be able to use the Binance tokens to marry to their node licenses? So I'm guessing that's obviously coming.
Yeah. So the currently what we're doing everything on ETH, and then the reason why we would do everything on ETH is mainly because, oh, by the way, this is the Greg in the back. Let's see if you get to see him. Hey, Greg. Oh, sorry. Anyway, that's one of our guys. I'm sure you know Greg with a big white beard. He's also flew in here. So yeah, speaking of EVM, he's one of the main developers of the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine, who joined our team about a year ago. So to answer your question, everything that we're doing is ETH, but ETH is EVM compatible, and luckily BNB is EVM compatible. So it would be everything that is done is replicatable effectively on the BNB. Having said that, there has been a general desire that we don't know if that's going to end up coming to fruition or not, where people, they just like end up moving completely from the BNB towards ETH, but no one will be left behind one way or another. So whether we provide them with the entire support on one end, or we get people to move accordingly. So
what can you say has been the most exciting part of the hackathon? Did you see anything that made you think, ooh, that's a good idea?
You know, every single project that presented in the hackathon, including the ones that they didn't even finish in Hypercycle, they were extremely obvious in highlighting the benefit of Hypercycle. When the video comes out, I'll share it with you, Nick, and we can share it with the entire community. And you get to see that last video, and you get to see what they highlighted. Here's like some of the guys. Hey, Jerry. And there's someone over there who won the box. You can see him walking with it. So anyway, so the exciting thing, this group, the guy that is walking, he demoed like an entire application that is working on Hypercycle. I forgot his name right now, so I apologize, but there's a lot of people to meet. Hey, there he is. You see him. So the last, this was the first group, but the last group that did not finish Nick, what they showed on the screen is every time they upload a certain image to their AI categorization, and they downloaded the most recent AI with categorizations of images, okay? And it's giving them a certain percentage of accuracy, but it's stuck right there. It's static. And imagine they've had that on Hypercycle where it's never static. It's always going to get better and better. Like if it's, they uploaded a picture of a cat right there. They were actually doing it right there on the spot to see if the actual AI would get that with 45% accuracy, which is ridiculously low. They put a dog, it got some 92.3% accuracy. They put picture of me, it gave them 95% accuracy, which is weird. But anyway, the point is that they imagine that accuracy is something that gets better with time. That would be super cool, right? So imagine that accuracy, their engine is always asking other engines, see if it's gonna get better. Here, like for example, I don't know if this is a cat. Is this really a cat? Is this really a cat? And then some other engine will actually run the computation and respond. The thing is, what seems to be shocking to a lot of people that they are in the AI industry, which is not shocking to people in the crypto industry, and that's why I really invite people that they've got their head around crypto, not to be stuck with the current crypto. The crypto will evolve to be a lot more resilient, a lot more efficient. Is that when you talk to people that are strictly in AI, they would be like, but this engine is going to ask another engine. They would be like, why is it paying it? They're not even thinking about it because they come from deep thinking of AI. They never really thought that an engine should be actually paying another engine in order to do the work. To actually answer them that, you answer them with a question. How do you expect it to do the work? For free? Like just like another AI just going to answer this one for free? And if the answer yes, then you follow on with another question. Now what happens when the requester is DDoSing, is lying? Does that exist on the internet? And if that's the answer is yes, then it won't work. Then you quickly get to the point where there's a need, an absolute need for Hypercycle in the AI world. And if somebody from the human world will come back and say like, how's that going to help me? It's not built for human. It doesn't really help people. You know, we can all continue with our days. We don't really need the internet, right? The internet came to exist. And when the internet came and presented itself to the people, it didn't really solve a problem that we had. It's not like, oh, you know, I can't get my groceries, or I can't get dressed, or I can't shop, or people could do everything. But then the internet came and it started getting things easier, faster, less friction. The most interesting thing that the internet did that most people won't give it that credit is it increased our cooperative level of intelligence as a humanity. I know a lot of people, they talk about a lot of the problems that exist in the world, but if you were to look at the stats, they're actually a lot less in the world today than they used to be before the internet, like a lot less. We're talking about like, if you see certain like genocide used to be like 100, now it's 1. Like that's how much less, okay? But now everyone hears about that 1. That doesn't necessarily justify the 1, not at all, but the internet just like gets that communication a lot faster. It certainly did a lot of great things for humanity, and we're just doing the same thing for AI. So that's what the problem that pretty much it solves or it enhances.
So that kind of leads us into the spring. So we know in the near term that splitting of nodes, the marrying of tokens into nodes, the new token, the HyperShare token with the dual functionality of both wealth and revenue. We know that HyperPG, as well as HyperPools and other private pools are going to be opening. We know that's the near term. What can you say anything about what's coming in the spring as compute, as that new phase ushers in? What can you say about that?
So when in the spring, when folks, they can plug any compute without talking to us, that's a huge accomplishment. Right now, even in the hackathon, we're still helping people plugging their things into Hypercycle. What we're saying in does that mean that you can actually run AI compute today on Hypercycle? The answer is yes. We've actually got 2 teams that we didn't even know they've built it over this weekend. In the spring, what's coming is that any AI anywhere in the world, they're able to plug their AI into Hypercycle, and with that, I think it's going to be a huge accomplishment to enable all AI to partake in the without them having to do anything different to their existing AI, which is huge on its own. It's more so like the actual whoever is incorporating that AI into the Hypercycle AI compute will be doing that additional work, but not the AI itself. The AI itself continues doing exactly what it did before. I mean, this is no different than if you were to take an engine, put it in the car. Whoever is putting the engine in the car needs to kind of put all the proper plugs, but the engine itself is still the same engine, So, but I truly think long before this spring we're going to have some engines that are actually running on Hypercycle and already paying to run on the Hypercycle. So from the demand side of things, we're noticing the demand is putting a lot of pressure on us to deliver a lot sooner. And we may need to respond to that demand, and I think it benefits the entire community, because if you were to tell this demand, well, wait until the spring, it's probably one avenue we could follow and continue to retain and whatnot. But if we respond to some of that demand, given the size of that demand, we're talking about anywhere between $200,000 a month plus in AI compute. So these guys have about $400,000 to $800,000 in AI compute need. So imagine they're reducing that to 200,000. That's a huge win to them, and making their AI a lot smarter. It's a good low-hanging fruit to tackle. In 2 years from now, I don't expect Hypercycle to sell itself that way at all. Hypercycle is not there to reduce the cost of AI. Hypercycle is there to enhance and get your AI to make more money. And effectively, that's what we will be continue working towards that for the next, until the eternity. That's the life of Hypercycle. That's the result of that. But the immediate thing that we're noticing that huge demand on AI compute might put some pressure on us to deliver a little bit sooner than the spring. But it would be that custom thing that. Hey, Greg, say hello. Say hello. Just say hi. Just say hello. This is Nick. That's Nick. Okay. You can't hear us. Anyway. Greg flew in 2 days ago. He left on Friday and he didn't arrive until Friday late at night, because he went from Miami to hey, say hello. That's Antoine. Antoine's going to showcase the HyperAI box on November 13th, right? Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so that's. I think I'm gonna have to head out, but that's Yeah, so again, the demand is putting some pressure on us to kind of get some of the stuff up and running sooner than later.
Well, it's healthy demand, and we're all quite excited. And Hypercycle is still way ahead of the curve as far as the original roadmap. So I think people are generally pretty happy and are looking forward to these audits coming in. So let's.
Yes, listen, those are going to be great, because if you want to run your entire business on one of those ERC 11, 55, you would benefit tremendously from looking at all of the audits and all of these things, and you feel like, okay, I'm running on a suite of smart contracts. They're all audited, so you feel a lot better about it.
Well, awesome. Toufii, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for cutting out a little slice of your Sunday, and we look forward to speaking with you soon.
Yes, same. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you tired of all the uneducated noise you're getting from the droves of YOLO meme coin peddling douchebag gurus out there trying to use you as their exit liquidity? Would you rather learn a competent university-level set of skills that will guide you in managing and investing for the rest of your life? Join us 3 days a week at Digital Investor. Develop your knowledge of game theory, cognitive bias, macroeconomics, monetary theory, investment theory, psychology of the crowds, and more. For more info on Digital Investor and how it can help you, reach out at nickblacknext.com.
Do you trust your crypto assets to centralized exchanges that actively sell your private information and front-run your trades? Would you like to buy and sell your assets without any middlemen, intermediaries, or robots? Do you like paying slippage, fees, and having the price go up as bots steal from you on low-liquidity decentralized exchanges? The solution is nodemarket.io. Set your guaranteed buy or sell price. No middlemen, no slippage, no bots, ever. Buy or sell 1, 10, or even 10 million tokens, and you never have to worry. OTC trades are between you and the seller or buyer, guaranteed by audited smart contracts and no human middlemen. Nodemarket.io.